Good morning, my dear students. We have already completed chapter 6, plants preparing and storing food. Today we are going to start chapter 7, plants living and surviving. Now before starting with this chapter, I just want to ask you one question. You see so many plants. Do you find difference in all the plants? Yes, there is some difference. किसके ऊपर based होता है? Depending upon the surroundings in which they survive. Right? अब कोई प्लांट्स हमारे डेजर्ट एरिया में ग्रो करते हैं, दे आर डिफरेंट. सम ग्रो इन हिली एरियाज, राइट, सम ग्रो इन माशी एरियाज. तो वो डिपेंड करता है कि वो कहाँ ग्रो करते हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होती हैं, राइट. सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ प्लांट्स, and in that first category we'll be learning about terrestrial plant. What are terrestrial plant? Terrestrial का मतलब क्या होता है? That is land. Plants living on land are called terrestrial plants, right? Now when they are living on land, still there is a difference in which in the surroundings in which they live, right? For example, if you're talking about land only, hilly areas हैं हमारे पास desert area हैं, वहाँ पर plant अलग grow करते हैं. Hot and damp areas हैं, marshy areas हैं. So let us learn some of the features the plants growing in such type of areas along with the examples, right? So let us start with the first one, that is in hilly areas. Now what are the characteristics of the plants growing in hilly areas? You might have gone to a hill station, you will be finding over there are tall trees, और उनकी जो leaves होती हैं वो बिल्कुल needle like leaves होती हैं, right? Or they don't have flowers and they have cones basically instead of flowers, right? And the examples are, you have pine, you have fir and you have a cedar. I hope it's clear to you. मतलब उनकी जो leaves होती हैं वो thin needle like leaves होती हैं, right? long trees, tall trees होते हैं वहाँ पर, or they do not bear flowers, they have the cones, right? Let us come to the next part. In the next we have plains. Plains में किस type के trees grow करते हैं? In plains, though summer के अंदर they bear the heat of the sun, लेकिन winter में क्या होता है? They shed their leaves during winter. This is one of the feature of the plants growing in plains, right? They shed their leaves during winter season, and during summer they bear the heat of the sun and even give shade to all, right? And the examples are mango, peepal, banyan even, right? Now let's come to in hot and damp areas. अब hot and damp areas में क्या होता है? The trees they have so many leaves, right? And they do not shed the leaves in winter. They remain evergreen throughout the year, right? They do not shed their leaves. यही difference है दोनों में. In plains, the trees shed their leaves during winter, but in hot and damp areas, the trees do not shed their leaves during winter. They remain evergreen throughout the year, right? And examples are tea, cotton, cotton भी है, coconut भी है, rice even. They all grow in hot and damp areas, right? Next we have desert areas. Desert area में whenever the word desert comes, desert का मतलब होता है there is less amount of water. और आपने fourth chapter में भी study किया है in the sixth chapter, that is your plants preparing and storing food. We have learned कि जो leaves होती हैं they basically release the excess amount of water in the form of water vapor, right? So leaves is the source of or the medium through which the water loss take place from the plants. लेकिन desert area में we want to retain the water, we don't want the water loss. तो उस केस में क्या होता है, जो cactus है, it doesn't have leaves, उसकी leaves नहीं होती हैं, उनमें क्या होते हैं? Spines. Leaves नहीं होती हैं, spines होती हैं. अब leaves नहीं होती है तो कौन food prepare करता है? I told you, leaves are the food factory of the plant. वही food prepare करते हैं. लेकिन अगर leaves नहीं होगी तो कौन food prepare करता है? Come on, we have learnt in the chapter 6. Yes, the green fleshy stems. They prepare the food and they even store the food for the plant. So remember this, right? So we have the example of cactus and the palm, right? I hope you have understood. This is the reason why the cactus plant has spines instead of leaves. You can get this question also in the paper. Why cactus have spines instead of the leaves? The reason being, in order to retain the water or to prevent the loss of water, right? एंड द लास्ट वन इज माशी एरियाज. माशी एरिया में जो सॉइल होता है ना बड़ा स्टिकी होता है, क्लेई सॉइल, स्टिकी सॉइल, जिसमें पोर्स बड़े स्मॉल स्मॉल होते हैं, वाटर नीचे नहीं जा सकता, तो वो सॉइल को कवर कर लेता है वो वाटर. सॉइल इज कवर्ड विद वाटर. उससे क्या होता है, जो द रूट्स आर नॉट एबल टू ब्रीथ प्रॉपरली, बिकॉज सॉइल इज कवर्ड विद वाटर, द रूट्स आर नॉट एबल टू ब्रीथ प्रॉपरली. तो उस केस में क्या होता है, इन सच टाइप ऑफ ट्रीज व्हाट हैपेंस, their roots grow above the soil, right? ऊपर होते हैं उनके roots, जिनको हम breathing roots कहते हैं. They breathe through the air which is present in the atmosphere, just above, not present just inside the soil but above the soil. इसको हम कहते हैं breathing roots. क्या कहते हैं? Breathing roots. Why we call it as a breathing roots? Because they grow above the soil. बाकी ट्रीज में क्या होता है, द रूट्स आर इनसाइड द सॉइल एंड दे ब्रीथ थ्रू इट, लेकिन यहाँ पर तो सॉइल वाटर से कवर होता है बिल्कुल. दैट्स व्हाई रूट्स आर नॉट एबल टू ब्रीथ. सो इन दैट केस वी हैव द ब्रीदिंग रूट्स. और इसका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम्पल है मैंग्रोव ट्रीज, राइट? I hope it's clear to you now. So what are terrestrial plants? Terrestrial plants are the one that grow on land, and we have learned the category, that is in hilly areas, in plains, in hot and damp areas, in desert areas, and in marshy areas, right? So read this part from the book first and then do the short assignment related to it. I hope it's clear to you. Thank you so much.